Have you ever set a big goal for yourself? Maybe starting a new habit, chasing a dream career, or even building a better relationship, and then, almost without realizing it, you start finding excuses, procrastinating, or even sabotaging your own progress. You're not alone. This is called self-sabotage, and it's one of the most frustrating psychological patterns we fall into. But here's the thing, it doesn't happen because we're lazy, weak, or unmotivated. It happens because of how the human brain is wired. In today's video, we're diving deep into the psychology of self-sabotage, why we do it, and more importantly, how to break free from it, so you can finally stop holding yourself back. Part 1. What is self-sabotage? Let's start simple. Self-sabotage is when your actions actively work against your own goals and values. You want to save money, but you keep spending. You want to be healthier, but you skip workouts and grab junk food. You want to feel confident, but you constantly compare yourself to others. On the surface, it looks like you're just making bad choices. But in reality, self-sabotage usually comes from a subconscious attempt to protect yourself. Your brain is wired to avoid pain, discomfort, or risk, even if it means sacrificing long-term happiness. In other words, you don't sabotage yourself because you don't care. You sabotage yourself because a deeper part of your mind believes it's safer to stay where you are. Part 2. The root causes. So, why do we do this? Psychology gives us a few powerful explanations. 1. Fear of failure. If you don't try your hardest, you can always say, well, I didn't really give it my all. This protects your ego from the pain of real failure. 2. Fear of success. It sounds strange, but succeeding often means higher expectations, more responsibility, and sometimes jealousy from others. Deep down, success can feel scary. 3. Comfort zone conditioning. Our brains are designed to prefer the familiar, even if the familiar isn't good for us. Change feels threatening, so we unconsciously resist it. 4. Low self-worth. If you've internalized the belief that you're not good enough, you'll subconsciously act in ways that prove yourself right. You might think, why even try? I'll just mess it up anyway. These forces don't usually show up loudly. They sneak in quietly, as procrastination, as perfectionism, as excuses. And before you know it, you're stuck in the same place. Part 3. The psychology behind it. Here's where it gets fascinating. Self-sabotage is fueled by something psychologists call cognitive dissonance. This happens when your actions don't line up with your values. For example, you value health, but you smoke. You value productivity, but you binge Netflix. That gap creates mental discomfort. Instead of fixing the action, many people reduce the discomfort by justifying it. They'll say things like, I work better under pressure. I deserve a treat. I'll start tomorrow. These are coping strategies your brain uses to protect you from discomfort in the short term, but they cost you progress in the long term. Part 4. How to break free. So, how do you break out of self-sabotage? Here are some powerful strategies. 1. Identify your triggers. Notice when you tend to sabotage yourself. Is it when you feel overwhelmed? When you're afraid of judgment? Awareness is the first step. 2. Reframe failure. Instead of seeing failure as proof you're not good enough, see it as data. Every mistake gives you feedback that gets you closer to success. 3. Practice small wins. Your brain loves evidence. Build momentum with tiny, achievable steps. This retrains your mind to associate effort with reward, not fear. 4. Replace self-criticism with curiosity. When you catch yourself procrastinating, don't just say, I'm lazy. Instead ask, what am I afraid of right now? This shift opens the door to growth. 5. Strengthen your self-worth. At the root of most sabotage is the belief that you don't deserve success. Challenge that belief. Remind yourself, you are capable, and progress takes practice. Self-sabotage doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human. And once you understand the psychology behind it, you can catch yourself in the act, interrupt the pattern, and choose a new path. Because at the end of the day, the only person truly standing in the way of your goals is you. But the good news is, you also have the power to step out of your own way. If you found value in today's video on self-sabotage, here's the next step I think you'll love. Once you understand the psychology of how we hold ourselves back, the next challenge is applying that same awareness to your relationships. Because let's face it, many relationships start with passion, but over time, that spark can fade if we don't nurture it. That's why I highly recommend you watch this video right here. How to keep the spark alive after the honeymoon phase. It's all about the psychology of love, connection, and keeping your bond strong even after the excitement settles. Click on it now, and I'll see you there.